Hey, quick story time about one of my dating experiences. This is maybe about 2 years ago. So, met this guy online, right? He is about 2.5 hours from me. And so we had been talking about a month. He owns his own business and stuff or whatever. So after about a month, I felt comfortable enough of meeting him halfway. I didn't feel comfortable to go to his house and him come to mine. So I felt comfortable enough for us to meet halfway at a hotel. Okay, so we meet halfway at a hotel, and I get to the hotel first. And so when I get to the hotel first, I call him. He was still on the road. So he was like, okay, go ahead and check in. So he gives me another name. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not the name that I have known for a month. And I was like, your name is different than on a reservation? He was like, oh yeah, it's under my business account. So, okay, I didn't think anything of it because people do that. They have different names with their businesses, right? So I get to the hotel, get there. Then he calls me. He's on his way up. He has some stuff in his hand. So I open up the door for him. He comes, he put his stuff down, comes up, immediately give me a hug. As soon as he give me a hug, he laid me down on the bed and he went to touching and feeling. And I'm like, wait a minute, So
Yeah, that's a lot.
he immediately get an attitude because I didn't want him rubbing, feeling all on my butt and stuff. And so he was like, oh, I just won't touch you no more. So I was like, okay, And so that's one. Now, granted, let me go back a little bit. I decided to open the door and date someone. My thing is I would date somebody 5 years up, 5 years down, because I feel like we have more in common. Okay. I don't want to date anybody, closer to my brother's ages. I have brothers that's 10, 12, and 14 years older than I am. This guy was about 7 years older than I am. So I opened up the door just a little bit, right? Okay. And so now we in the hotel room, we're getting comfortable. I'm that person. If I'm on a date with you, my family know that I'm good. Everybody got my location. I'm going to put my phone down so I can give you my undivided attention. That's respect to me. And so while we're laying there, we're watching TV, he constantly on his phone taking care of business. And he's making deals, he's taking care of things and I'm like, okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking that being in a relationship with him, is this the lifestyle that I'm seeing that he provides? You're not going to ever really be able to have his undivided attention. So I'm paying attention to all this. Then as we are into this movie, he started doing something on his phone and muted the TV.
I don't know. Muting the TV is crazy. Like you and your phone, and you ain't even entertaining the girl, and it's like you just being petty at this point. But I don't know. I'm gonna just let her go.
And I said, excuse me, you just muted the TV. And he was like, yeah, when I'm at home by myself, I have the TV on, but sometimes it don't be playing, so I don't need to listen to a sound. I said, yeah, but you're not by yourself. I'm with you. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. Now, mind you, I'm taking a mental note. I'm doing some checkoffs. And then next, he was like, hey, I got these drinks that I wanted you to try, these health drinks or whatever. So I was like, okay. He was like, I left him in the car. I'm going to go down to the car and get him. And I was like, okay. So I'm still laying in the bed and watching TV. And so he didn't take the hotel key. And the reason and why I noticed he didn't. Now I'm thinking at first he did take the hotel key because I'm laying in the bed. So then he comes back, he knocked on the door. So I was like, oh, he forgot the key. So I go open the door. I was like, oh, you forgot the key. No, I just didn't want to take it. He had 4 little drinks in his hand and in a little bitty carrier. I wanted you to open the door. That's what he told me. I wanted you to open the door. I was like, oh, so you wanted me to get up and open the door for you when you could have used the key. Now, remind you, I'm making all these mental notes, okay? And so then, we ordered dinner. So
Hold up, man. It seemed like my man is really testing the waters on her, ain't he? Like I don't know. I guess he trying to see your level of patience. Uh, let's continue.
it started raining real bad, so we didn't go out to eat. So I wanted to stay in, so we ended up ordering dinner. We sitting there. So he finished eating his food first. So I'm sitting there eating, and we in the bed. Why he fart?
Hold up, man. Hold up. I know you just there say this man farted while y'all was eating, man. Farting while somebody eating is crazy. That's crazy. Oh no, I gotta hear more, man.
Openly while I was still eating, and it was loud. And I was like, I looked at him, I said, did you just poop while I'm eating? Oh yeah, excuse me. If my family would tell you,
That's crazy.
do not. My husband and I was married for 15 years. 15 years, he never purposely farted around me.
And here we go. See? That's what I'm saying. Y'all be thinking the trade-off is better. You got a husband that you had for 15 years that you guys know each other like the back of your hand. You know what I mean? Like in and out. And he wouldn't do no crap like that. Like he ain't about to, you know what I'm saying, just bust off while you eating. And I'm not saying you deserve to be bust off while you eating because you left your husband or for whatever reason you and your husband not worked out or whatever. And now you with this guy. It's like you can understand where I'm going a little bit, meaning that you might have should have stayed with what you had. It probably wasn't as bad as what you're dealing with now. My bad, y'all. Excuse me tapping on the table and all that. I know that's going to be background noise. I shouldn't have done that. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like just throwing me off a little bit about this video a little bit because it's like from what I've heard thus far, even though you didn't go deep down into what, it was like being married with your husband for 15 years, but from what you said, we know he wouldn't do nothing like this. And that's 15 years. And this is the first date. So I just find that wild. But yeah, I'm gonna let you breathe. Go ahead.
I never purposely farted around him. If you fart around me, it better be an accident and you better be sleeping. Now, granted, I have farted in my sleep because I was sleeping. But openly up, I don't want to smell your breath. I don't want to smell your underarms. I don't want to smell what comes from behind your butt. That's just me with smells. I just don't want to smell it. I don't care how long we've been together. It ain't that much love in the world. I don't want to smell what comes out of you. I just don't. And then he did it while I was eating. He did it while I was eating. I was like, oh, hell no, I can't do this. So then I stopped eating. Threw my food away. So then I started texting my sister. I started texting my girlfriend. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Now, mind you, I'm about almost an hour and a half from home. And it's already 11 o'clock at night. I got to get up the next morning. I got to be to work at 6 a.m. And so I'm that type of person. If I'm feeling you, I'm going to open up the door for you. And I'm going to make you feel just as important as my mom and my kids. Because I opened that door. I brought you into my world. So if I bring you into my world, I'm going to make you feel important. And so that was the time that we were able to really get to see each other. And I'm like, wait a minute, I could squeeze this in with his schedule, my schedule. I'll just lay down early, get up an hour early so I get to work by 6 o'clock. So it's 11 something. I still hadn't been asleep because I had been up since 3:30 that morning prior because I had worked. So I still hadn't been asleep and I still got to get back up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's already 11 something. So I'm like dog tired. And so I'm laying there. He was like, you're awfully quiet. I said, I can't even pretend no more. I said, you know what? I can't do it. We need to talk. He was turned around and he was like, because we was laying down, what I do? I said, for number one, let me tell you a few things you did. I said, you just let me see how my life will be like with you. The whole time we was here, you seen me text my family, let them know that I'm good, and I put my phone down on the stand next to me. I did not pick up my phone again once because I wanted to give you that level of respect and give you my undivided attention. I said, non-stop. I said, I don't know if it was you trying to impress me to let me know what kind of money you got, the business deals, but you continue to make business deals while we were on the phone. You never once put your phone down. And then on top of that, we watching TV. You muted the TV while I was watching it. That was very rude of you. And then another thing that you end up doing, you had to go to the car and get something. I was already laying down. You wanted me as a woman to get up to open the door for you. And instead of you just taking the hotel key and using it to get back and forth. And then on top of that, you farted. You literally farted while I was eating. I can understand if you was sleeping, it was a mistake, or you was laughing and you let out a fart. Negro, you farted while I was eating. That's the most disrespectful, rude, nasty thing that you can do. I can't do this. Now, was I scared? No, I wasn't scared. And that's my thing. I need to stop doing that. But it's just that light bulb that comes on. I'm in defense mode at that moment. Don't let the voice and the girly girl girly girl type personality fool you. I'm straight projects. I was brought up with a lot of sisters and brothers, and when I tell you I got my ass whooped by all of them. I couldn't fight, but they would tell you I would get beat up all the time, but I was fighting. As soon as they hit me, I would hit them back. And I wasn't scared. I just couldn't do it. But I was like, man, is this what dating is? I got a few more horror stories, but that took the cake right there. That was my topper. And so, yeah, my dating experience, there is a few more to come. So I hope you guys are enjoying this evening, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
Yeah. Is that what dating is? Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty rough out there. As you just heard from this lady's experience, that's bad. I will say, men, there is a such thing as dating etiquette, right? Like, it's just do's and don'ts, right? And I think farting while somebody's eating is a goddamn don't. Like, why would you do that? I mean, it's only one of two things that will make me kind of understand why you would have done something like that. Is if you couldn't help it, right? Like, maybe you couldn't help it. I don't know. Medical health issues, who knows? But you couldn't hold it. Whatever. Or you just did not respect the lady. Or you didn't respect her. Because, I mean, that's not something you do. It's a thing called manners, right? And I just think that manners is universal, right? That's something you kind of learn being raised in rather two-parent household or one. I think manners, everybody should have manners, right? I mean, is it just me? Like, I think that was crazy for, I mean, a lot of the things I'm not going to say I agree or disagree with, but I definitely disagree with the farting while she was eating. That's just nasty. That's just trifling. I mean, that's not, like, maybe that's your girl. You've been dealing with her for a long time. Then I could say, oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that happening, man. Y'all comfortable. But for somebody like first date type stuff, that'll be a heck nah. Heck nah. That's not nothing you do. I'm sorry. But we gotta keep these stories going, man. I mean, guys, we gotta do better, man. Come on now. We gotta definitely do better. If you're not feeling the person, then just, man, get them to the crib. Outside of that, man, we not doing all that. That's nasty work, man. That's nasty work. Proceed.
I have been on some really shitty dates in my life. One of them including a couple of days ago. If you know, you know. And that one definitely takes the cake, but there's this one other one that really was strange. If you are my mother or my father, please do not watch this video. So I met this guy off of a dating site, and I don't remember which one it was, but just know we met off of a dating app. I'm pretty sure we went on one date, but after that date, I remember him hitting me up one night and being like, hey, do you want to hang out? So I reply back and I'm like, sure, why the heck not? Why not have a good night? So I head over there, we get some drinks and we're hanging out, we're chilling. It's a vibe, okay? We're having a good time. So it starts getting really late and he's like, hey, do you want to head to bed? And I'm like, sure, yeah, let's go to sleep. And we all know what's going to happen when we head to bed. So at one point, I remember him being like, hey, like, lay over my lap. And me thinking like, oh, I don't know. I'm like kind of vanilla, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't say this to him, but in my head I was thinking it. But I decided, I was like, yeah, let me just try it out. You never know. So he's whacking the bottom, and you know, I don't mind it. I mean, it's kind of hot. I've read those like erotica stories and stuff in those books. And so I was kind of like, okay, I can get into this. This isn't bad. And then this is where things kind of take a turn for the worst. So after a little bit of that, a little time goes by and he's like, okay, yeah, switch.
Oh man, my bad. I had to double up on that because what the do he mean switch? Switch what? What are you talking about, my guy? Nope. You know what? Let me not jump into conclusions, man. My bad, y'all. That just kind of like, nah.
I'm like, he must go mean turn on the light switch, because I know he ain't trying to sit on my lap. And that is exactly what he meant, because he came and laid right over my lap. I'm like, bro, I have no idea what to do with you. Like, I know you just did it to me, but like, this isn't my thing. This is gonna be hard for me. And it was the most performative thing I'd ever done in the bedroom in my life. And then he says something that I'll never forget, and I still dream about at night. He says, hey, stick your finger in there.
Do what? Do no. 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 I would say City Boys, we down one. But this guy is not a boy. He's not a man. I don't know what he is. Hell nah, man. Like, come on, man. What are we out? What not we. Hell no. What is you out here doing? Like, come on, bruh. What they losing me. They losing me.
Stick your finger in my butthole. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, Becky. And if you're wondering if I did it, I did. Yeah, I did.
Of course
I
you
am
did.
all
You
up in
with
there
it, you
trying
weirdo.
to plan my escape at this point. And then I feel something. Something that was waiting for me, something that should have been discarded before you ask anyone to do anything like that.
Hold on.
Yep, there was a poopy. There was a poopy posted up.
Oh, yeah. Nah. All right, y'all, my bad. I had a little technical difficulty, but yeah, this story is just getting crazy and crazy. I'm gonna let her cook, man. That's just wild.
Hanging out, and I was touching it.
Oh,
I remember audibly screaming. I remember leaving and then never talking to him again.
and that's how nicknames get made. That is how nicknames get made. His name is Poopy. Fuck. F out of here, man. What is we doing out here, man? What is we doing out here? This is why the dating game is horrible. If you find a decent individual, girl or guy, you might want to see it through. Because if you don't, then you end up dealing with guys who want to get date and poop on your finger type stuff. Like, how is this getting better? These dating apps, man. Oh, they are the worst, man. You know. Eventually I'm gonna probably tell you one of mine's, but it's not gonna be that, it's not gonna be that deep. It's not, because it was back in the day. I tried it one time. It wasn't as bad as this, but it was something I knew I wasn't gonna try again. Like, cause I mean, if you can't just meet a person like out in the street, like at least you know what you're going talking to, what you're dealing with in person, because a lot of this stuff be, you know, I don't want to say fraudulent, but people don't be their true self. They hide behind screens, all that good stuff. But you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so this gonna conclude, you know, the videos for today. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, and tell me what you think, man. If you like videos like this, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna keep them going. If you like me to talk about something else, let me know about that in the comments as well. All right, peace.